It's time to welcome the Wine Ladies with Georgia and Suzanne. An entertaining hour topped up with great ideas about wine, where to dine, anything and everything to do with the vine. Great conversation, lots of laughter, guests from all walks of life, food and wine, music, art, sports, and much more, all on the Wine Ladies.
Hi everybody, it's us, the Wine Ladies. I'm Georgia.
And I'm Susanne, and welcome everyone to thatchannel.com. We are live here this afternoon, and I'd also like to welcome our listeners on the Jewel Radio Network, the FM dial, on 88.5 in Toronto, 98.5 in Ottawa, and 107.7 in Hawkesbury. Welcome everyone to the show.
And don't forget to keep up with us on Facebook and fan page and thewineladies.com. We always have something going on for you guys out there. This week we posed the question, who is the Greek god of wine? And we have an instant wine refresher, the Ravi, to give away to one lucky winner later on today. So stay with us.
Now, before we get on with the show, we always like to welcome our viewers and our guests with a lovely big toast with, of course, our signature wine glasses. So welcome everyone to the show, and Yasu!
Yasu! Wow, well said, Suzanne. Also, I want to remind everybody that we're going to be doing our Wine Lady Spotlight. Suzanne and I like to find a product to highlight every week, something that we find interesting, a little bit different, and in keeping with the theme of today's show, Greece and the Olympics, we are going to be featuring an award-winning extra virgin olive oil, so stay with us for more details on that as well.
Okay, so on with today's show. Now we are celebrating the Olympics, as we stated earlier, and the birth of the games, the culture, the food, the wine, and what country is that? Well, it's the beautiful, exquisite country of Greece. So we would like to bring on the Honorable Consul General of Greece, Dimitris Azimopoulos, and I apologize if I have not presented the name properly, but I've tried my best.
Thank you very much for bringing me here today.
You are welcome.
To be with you.
It's
You're
our
welcome.
pleasure. Now, we'd also like to welcome Tony Pathakis is here from Mezes Restaurant. Tony is the owner of the restaurant, and we are going to be enjoying some wonderful traditional Greek cuisine today. And Tony is busy over there working his magic. Hi, Tony. Great to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
And of course, where there's food, there must be wine. So, and this is the Wine Ladies show after all. So we'll be sampling some wonderful Greek wines here this afternoon, courtesy of Giovanni Piorello of the Kolonaki Group, purveyors of fine wine and spirits of the Greek nature. Welcome
Thank you,
to
ladies.
the show.
Thank you for having me here.
You are most welcome.
Wow, this is amazing. Look at this fantastic food, these wonderful wines, these charming gentlemen.
It's going to be a great hour for sure.
Now, the Olympics, how exciting of a time is this where all of the nations come together in spirit of great competition? Dimitri, maybe we can start with you. You can tell us a little bit about the birth of the Olympics.
It's a fantastic moment every 4 years to have the Olympic Games taking place in a city. Because let me remind you that the Olympic Games are given by the International Olympic Committee to a city to honor the achievements of this city so far and its history. And this year we have Vancouver holding very exceptional Olympics. Every night I'm on before my TV watching, the athletes from all over the world excelling.
It's amazing.
The Olympics is an event that celebrates and honors the excellence in body and in spirit. Nous υγιείς and somati υγιή, as our ancient Greeks ancestors were saying, which means that you cannot have a healthy mind if you don't have a healthy body. And that's why when you see an athlete, in our statues from antiquity, you see them being naked and excelling in this in these sports.
They did used to compete in the nude, did they
in
not?
the nude, yes. Yeah.
Wow,
That's
why did they change that, I wonder?
Well,
It's too cold in Canada anyways to do that.
but like so much of ancient history, the origins of the Olympics are lost somewhere in the myth and in the legend. So the first Olympics took place back in 776 before Christ.
A long time ago.
Long time ago. And they used to take place for 12 centuries. Then there was a break,
Yes.
and then it took the humanity 1,500 years to decide again to, renew the spirit of the Olympics. Now, from ancient Olympia, somewhere in the western part of Peloponnesus,
Uh-huh.
a peninsula in Greece, we have the Olympics now taking place in Vancouver.
Yes.
The next Olympics will take place in London, the Summer Olympics, and we have each and every time, Olympics taking place everywhere in the world. Athens was one of the cities. I think I was very proud as an Athenian and as a Greek to see my home city organizing one of the best Olympics ever in the history.
And wasn't Athens the first
2004.
city that came
The
back
first city
after
in
they had that long...
1896,
Yes,
actually,
that's
yes.
right, yeah.
And there are so many things to say about the Olympics, but I would like my friends. Actually, I'm very glad that I'm with Tony here.
Well,
To be
speaking
honest
of
with-
Tony, let's ask Tony a little bit
He's one of
about...
my best friends in Canada, and I was very lucky when I came here the first time 1 year ago to meet him, and he was supporting him with his excellent business,
Yes.
to
An
establish
Olympian
myself.
chef over there. How about
An
that?
Olympian.
Now, your restaurant is in Toronto,
Toronto.
on the Danforth.
One of the
with
best
for
ones we have,
our
yeah.
viewers out there, the Danforth is part of, I guess, Greek Town, I guess you would
Greek Town.
say. And your restaurant is a well-noted restaurant here in Toronto. So tell us just a little bit about that.
Well, our restaurant started in 1996. It's a family-run restaurant, and kind of we pride ourselves on freshness and our family recipes that kind of been passed on from generation to generation. And the name of Mezes comes from the Greek word mezedes, which means appetizers. And the idea behind that is if you came into my own home or Dimitri's home, and you would kind of see that the table would be full of a combination of dishes, an array of delicious things for you to try. Mom never cooks just one thing. It's enough to feed the neighborhood. So kind of the style of the restaurant is that you kind of walk in, and with a combination of different dishes, you get to make up a meal with a selection of one of our 64.
So it's similar to in Spanish cuisine where they have the tapas, they have the little
Exactly.
dishes here and there. And we did a show last week all about Spain. In fact, we are doing a wine tour to Spain. And just to let everybody know, we are going June the 12th. We finally got
Yes, we are.
the date ironed out. So we're going there, and we're going to the Rioja region.
Yes.
And ecomosaic.com if you want to book and come with the wine ladies. Just as 30 of us going, June 12th.
We're going to be in Barcelona, Madrid, Bilbao. We're going to go see the famous Guggenheim Museum, the Marqués de Discal by Frank Gehry. So it's going to be an
And maybe
awesome
we'll go
trip.
to Greece after that.
Well,
That'll
why
be our
not?
next
It's
tour.
only a hop, skip, and a little boat ride. So also we have to talk about, when you talk about Greece and the Olympics and the wonderful food, we have to talk about the wines from Greece. They're not that well known, but there are some amazing wines.
Well, talking about, as the Honorable Consul General of Greece said, the Olympics started taking place about 700 BC. And it's funny because a lot of people maybe don't know this. And, as an Italian, who knows virtually all the best Italian wines, when I discovered these Greek wines about 7-8 years ago with Steve of the Kolonaki Group,
Yes.
I was shocked. I was really shocked because I undermined them. I did study, I like to research the food and the wines that I do propose sometimes. I'm not the best connoisseur in the world, but you can tell I've tried a lot of wines. And a lot of
Well, you've
food
got
too.
you've got good
Enjoy life.
spirit.
And it's funny because, in history, if you do study a little bit about wine history, wine producing, Greece has had an exceptional history. Actually, at a certain time during the Roman era, it was, for the noble Romans, it was unacceptable to drink, Roman wine. Greek wine that was introduced and brought over was the exceptional wines, which was once a thick paste, which usually gets watered down. I go on forever. And,
But you know what?
and these
before-
wines have been traveling
we are
all
going to
over
continue
Europe.
on with the
Yes.
show, but I just
Yeah.
want to tell everybody that if you want to see the entire podcast of this show, it's called "It's All Greek to Me," and it's going to be on thatchannel.com/the Wine Ladies. So let's go to a quick break. We have a very interesting little video we want to show you in a couple.